Hi, everybody. Good morning. My name is Lisa Dublin. Welcome to Basement Chronicles Live. And our topic this morning is about AI and the fact that it gives us access to so many parts of life and we can do so much with it. But are we quietly losing ourselves in the process? It's, of course, a big topic, and I don't know all the things, but this conversation is coming off the back of an article and a picture that I put up this week that generated quite a lot of interest. People on both sides of the camp weighed in, both on LinkedIn and on Facebook. I think I also put it on Instagram as well. And I want to talk about it because let me first of all show you the image that I put up. This week, right? And that's my dog in the back. For those people who don't know Seth, say hi to Seth. He's getting bigger and bigger. I feel like I have a toddler right now in the house again. And I put up that image, and it was one that I generated with Google Gemini. So, I saw a couple of friends doing a couple of things, and I was like, oh my gosh, you look so good. And they showed me, how to use it and what they were using it for. And so, without any further ado, this is the image. I put in my original professional photo into Gemini, and I said, put me against a lovely office, impressive desk, put me in a sleek suit, okay? I gave it all of the prompts, and this is what Gemini generated. And I'd love to get your take on it, whether you know me or you don't know me. And what would you think, number one, if you saw this image as being the one presented, right? So this is the image that Gemini actually it generated for me. And it's Gemini. For those of you who don't know, a couple of friends messaged me like, how did you create it and so on. So that little star thing, all right, says that it's generated by Gemini. I guess I'm on the free plan, so the logo stays. I'm sure you can remove it because I subsequently did in Canva. You can remove it, right? Anywho, so this is the image. It's my face for the most part, looking a bit full if you ask me, but it's mostly my face. The body, however, it generated the body. So, I mean, I'm quite impressed with the body there. No bumps, no rolls, everything looks in place, everything tucked in, snatched. Okay. So, what do you think if you saw this image? And I loved it. And I really toyed with, let me remove it now. I really toyed with, do I use this or not? What are the implications of using this image and subsequent images? Because literally, you can take your photo and say to any of these AI applications, let me know if you're hearing me okay, everybody. And please chime in, tell me where you're hearing me from. I haven't been on in a while, so just getting back into things. So let me know where you're listening from and whether you're hearing me okay. Let me just check to make sure that everything's going well in every part of the internet. Let's see if I'm actually live on. Let's see if that's working. Anyway, so this is it. And I was like, what are the implications of putting this image out there? Is this me? I think I'll keep on sharing it while I speak so we have context, right? Is this really me? And I love the desk. I mean, it's going to be my reality pretty soon, I'm sure. But it's all of these things about creating an image that is not you that really bothered me. And people weighed in on that because, okay, it can make you look the way you want to. It can make you wear exactly what you want to, right? It can touch up your makeup. It can put like all of the things, especially as a woman, right? I could tell it put lashes, put nails, and you can get some really lovely, professionally done images. But the fact is, are they you? I have a friend who is, really trying to become, a speaker. And for the last couple months, there has always been an image of this person before a very large crowd. And it's only when I realized the possibilities of AI that now I'm going back in my head, like, wait a minute, this person is always having almost the same like facial expression in all of the photos. So I mean, I'm not one to be the sleuth and the investigator to go back and see what people are doing. But it just occurred to me. Hold on. So okay, I think the live is working on LinkedIn for sure. So that's great. But it just begs the question, like, okay, are you really using this to further your business, to put out an image of you that is not true, that you're wanting, that is aspirational? What are you using AI for? So I thought we would discuss that this morning. Now, there are two sides of the camp, and I'm happy that I said to everybody, let's just discuss. I actually took that little phrase from Charlemagne the God on the Breakfast Club, because like hang on, what's happening here? Am I connected? Are you hearing me okay? So Charlemagne the God, he ends every post with he's bringing this to the board table. Let's discuss. So I really, really like that to say that. So let's discuss. And what came up from the discussion that I saw across the board, both on LinkedIn and on Facebook, when I put up this photo and asked people to chime in, like, what do you think of AI generated photos? What do you think of taking, yes, yourself and putting it in clothes that you don't have? Or I do have a suit like that anyway. But at the same time, like creating an image. Some people were totally against AI, and that surprised me somewhat. It's probably because, I deploy it every day, I use it every day. I'm sure there are many people out there who are using AI on a consistent and continual basis, and there's nothing wrong with that. It has made life better. You guys, let me tell you one of the, you might, moving away from the image generation, AI has made life so much easier and faster. One of the banes of my existence, even as a presenter and facilitator, because I'm still like a solopreneur, one of the banes of my existence was having to do slides. I no longer have to go through the pain of, you know, creating slides for my presentation. I no longer have to do that. There's an app for that. There are several apps for that. And for me, that has been one of the biggest advantages of AI, to speed up productivity. So some people wrote under the post that they are like totally against AI. And I'm like, you're missing out. If you really are not even going to explore the ways that it can make your life as a mom, as an entrepreneur, as a business person, as a CEO, as an administrator, if you don't even take the time to explore how AI can make your life more easier and more productive, you're losing out. You're losing out. I appreciate when people actually acknowledge that something was AI generated or so on. So for me, like going that extreme, as in I'm not going to interface with it, I'm not going to like learn it, I'm not going to have anything to do with it, I think that's a bit backward. And that people, like, you're going to be left behind, because other people will be utilizing it for good, to be more productive, while you are still trying to do the same things. On the other hand, I got some other comments under that post about, do you accept and are you okay with not being as authentic because things are AI generated? Some of the other points were such that I have this really authentic friend of mine on Facebook, and like she's so herself. I don't think she could be anybody else, even if she tried. And she was saying that she can spot an AI generated post or article from far, and she just scrolls past them because she feels affronted that if you're not going to take the time to explore what's within you to bring to me, and you're going to go to the machine to do it, why should I take my time to read it? And I totally agree with that. This morning I was just listening to one of my favorite motivational speakers, and I read he went live. He's doing like a 30-day challenge. He went live, and I realized he's now employing AI, and there was a bit of sadness in me. Yes, it's a little more organized, but at the same time, something was lost, because it was that glory, that almost euphoria of, I don't have to work so hard. to come to my people and speak. See what I mean? So I heard it because there are some AI tells, right? Especially in the writing, like it just there's a rush for perfection. It has to look banging. It has to sound a certain way. They use a lot of alliteration, so it would be like the banging business, or well, that's a terrible example, but alliteration basically would be like using the same sound, okay, consistently. Alliteration, right? I think that's what it is. Did I forget my literature? What's going on here? This is definitely not AI because it's not perfect, right? I heard it this morning and I was saddened because it means now you can use AI to your advantage by first doing the original thought, the original thinking. I do that all the time. Some of my articles, for example, they can be very long. And so I will write the article and then put it in Chat GPT and be like, shorten it for LinkedIn. I will actually also say put in the points that would attract somebody like my ideal client, and most times it gets it right. But then I still need to have eyes on it to ensure that what AI is producing still represents me. And I think that's where we go wrong. Like my friend was saying, like scrolling past articles that have never even taken the time, where people have not taken the time to kind of see if the language and the points suit to who they are. So they just drop from AI, cut and paste it and send it out. Schedule it without even reading through that kind of thing. We've all been there, and I don't think that the results are good. And you know what? I had another comment as well that really made me think. And somebody acknowledged, she said, you know what? Even my image, my profile pic right now is AI enhanced. And she said, even as a photographer, no, I forgot what she is, what her portfolio was, but she said she used her image. She used AI to touch up her image. It saved her thousands of dollars. And that for many people, that is the reality. That in a sense, photographers will have to figure out a way to become relevant and stay relevant in the age of AI. Yesterday, a friend of mine, when he reached out to me and asked, how did I get the image, whatever. He went into Gemini, he generated an image and then he texts me back to say thank you. I don't have to go to a photographer. I don't have to go generate those images. And I was literally thinking like, this is going to cost me a couple G's for me to go get those professional images. He put in his original photo, told Gemini what to do, and he got something back that was like, it looked like my friend. It looked like my friend. He's like, okay, he didn't like what it produced, but I think some part of it did look like him. So there are advantages that you no longer have to spend thousands of dollars either on makeup or a photo shoot or any of those things. You don't have to fly on location anymore. And that's not just for photos. Also, with video, put yourself in motion, and there are apps that put you in Europe, put you on a street in Paris, put you on a street like in the Appalachian Mountains even. Yes, it's possible. I think somebody also spoke about the intention. All right. So we know that AI makes things look very polished, very perfect. And what does that have to do with performance? Let's start there. What does that have to do with performance? So I put out a banging post. Everything is in order. Like I hate the cookie cutter posts. I'm sure other people do as well. You guys, I'm gonna chime in. I'm gonna go to Facebook because I can't see the comments. So I apologize. I can't see the comments on my post. So I do apologize. Let's see if it's even working. Right. And hang on for me. Let me just go there live. I'm on Facebook. I know, and let me see if I can see anybody. Yeah. Oh, I think I see what's happening here. Let me edit the post. Okay, it looks like it is okay. Anyway, all right. So we're talking about let's talk about intention. I got thing for a little while there. Let's talk about the intention behind it, right? What are you using it for? Are you using AI to generate an image of yourself that one, you don't subscribe to, two, you don't own, and three, you can't back up. And for me, that is why I think it's those things, those questions of authenticity that give me cause to pause. I'm a life coach and a speaking coach. And of course, I believe authenticity is important in every field, depending on who you are. Some people like the Teflon, some people like the image, some people will go for that. That is their brand, but it's not mine. And I'm not arguing that it should be everybody's, but I do believe that even from a marketing perspective, they talk about your unique selling point, the thing that differentiates you. In a world where everything is about AI, how much better can it be when you craft a niche for yourself that is deeply authentic? Think about it. It's not even about values. You don't even have to go that far. Just even about basic marketing and business sense. The more authentic you are in a world that is just becoming super commercial, it's the better you can attract the right kinds of clients and carve a niche for yourself that no one can take away, if that makes sense. So that's what I've been thinking about. Let me just see what's happening here on something's happening on Facebook. Can you guys see me on Facebook? Let's see if that is that even working. So, yes, it looks perfect, but that has nothing to do with your performance. And for me, like if I say something like I'm running Speak with Confidence right now, and it's really going well, you guys. It is really going well. We're almost at the end, and I'm just one. Just, let me just make sure that I can. Yeah, I figured as much. All right, I need to just change something right now. Let me just edit this post, and it's I'm live on Facebook, but no one can see me. Can you guys just bear with me and let me see if I can change the uh yeah, I'm sorry about that, but the settings don't allow it. Okay, I'll have to figure this out some which one way. Why this is happening because I don't know. All right, I need to be able to back it up, right? I need to be able to back up what I say, because if you can't back it up, people are going to realize, like, why would you want to be the person who says that you are one thing, and people get close and they realize, and people talk, right? People talk. You get close and then they realize that you are not what you said you are. I don't want to be that person. So for me, it was like, it wasn't even a question of struggling with the choice to put out an image like that or not. Because I think the real power in any human being is being deeply yourself. You don't have to worry about putting on a mask. You just be your total self, and what happens is you literally attract the people you're supposed to attract, and you literally like you repel the people who are not supposed to be in your circles anyway, if that makes any sense. So that is my take on the whole authenticity thing. That's one of the points, that yes, there's that seduction of perfection, but it doesn't seem like we have a handle on where we put the brakes on. Another argument or comment that I had was about boundaries. So you use AI for productivity. We can use AI for image production. We can use AI also for writing, these and so many other things, for videos as well. And so, where do you draw the line? And is that line? And that's where, like, I saw how ridiculous I was being. And perhaps in a sense, yes, we're arguing about this, but is anybody a purist anyway? And perhaps maybe the question is it about being a purist? Maybe it isn't. Maybe it's not about being a purist. I think that's what it is. Because I was saying in my article, I am the person, I put on lashes, right? I have makeup on right now. I always have on foundation. I don't think anybody's safe in my family. I always have on, like, it's very natural, so you don't even see it. But it's not as if I'm coming on like, oh my gosh, just totally natural anyway. But the question is it about being totally natural, or do we have the right and the responsibility to look at authenticity upon that continuum of intention and then make decisions about how we are using AI based on that continuum of intention. So, for example, it might be okay in the grand scheme of things to put out an image like that, um, maybe send it out in an email newsletter or something of the sort. But if I've never spoken to crowds like I declare I have because of AI generated images, that might get, and it, okay, let's go there. That might actually get me a large speaking gig. But because my image said that I was experienced and I'm not, maybe I mightn't live up to the hype. I might get there on that stage and be nervous as ever because I've never spoken to such a large crowd. But all those images were on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram and LinkedIn, showing that I actually was the person who speaks to large crowds. That's where I draw the line. I've always said that. Like, I'm not the person to come and do stuff like only one seat left and I've only sold one seat, or to say we're sold out and I'm not sold out. These are where I draw the lines on authenticity, on integrity, on doing things a certain way in my business behind the scenes, so that what you see is the tip of the iceberg, but it's not rotting underneath. It's really solid. Does that make sense? So I think what I'm actually arguing is for everybody to have a personal boundary, a personal sense of what I'm going to allow and not allow, how I'm going to show up in the world. Some people, they have businesses that you never have to get close to them. So it doesn't even matter what images they put out, because it's just an image to just grab you and the product works in the first instance, but the image just grabs you, gets you in, gets them going. So I think that's fair perhaps. And so in a sense, it's like, what are you comfortable with? What are you comfortable with? I'm comfortable. I'll do the lashes, put on the makeup, the nails. I love those kinds of things. But like, I have to be me. And it's not just a matter of being political about it. I prefer to be me. Um, I recently did a photo shoot, and for the first time, I didn't quite recognize myself. That's the honest truth. The image that I have out now, we had to go back and forth, me and the photographer, and I had to be like, I don't need all of the touching up. I need to see my flaws, myself shine through any photo. I'm not into looking perfect because, and here's the thing, seriousness aside, what I don't like is you put out this perfect image and then people meet you in person and you're like, oh my gosh, you look very different in your photo. That happened to me actually one time. And it wasn't even like I was so touched up or anything, but somebody met me in person. She's like, I had like the big, standing, what you call it, ad thing. I had the big standing banner. And she's like, oh my gosh, is that you? You look so different. But I just laughed it off. I've been in the media for so many years, like being totally dressed up and everything. So I understand, that it's going to be different. Like, there's always going to be a dissonance between what you see on TV and when you meet people in person, right? All of these things. So I didn't really like take it for anything, really. It didn't really matter to me. This is really bothering me. Like, I cannot make the post. This is a bit much. Okay. All right. I might just end this and try to see if I can get the comment. So where do you stand on the matter? Where do you stand on the matter of authenticity? Okay, I hope you're not going to be the dinosaur who says, oh, I'm never going to use AI. You're going to get left behind. Can I tell you you've been using AI anyway? You've been using AI when you book your flights. You've been using AI when you sign up for stuff and they send you stuff. You don't even know. You've just always been a consumer of AI. But we have opportunities in our domestic life, in our private life and professional life to deploy this for our advantage. So don't bury your head in the sand. That's what I'm saying. Like, don't do that. Don't bury your head in the sand as if, like, you don't need to um, learn about it because the world is going to pass you by. So I saw that those comments yesterday, and it saddened me a little bit. On the other side of the matter is, how deeply are you going to go down this rabbit hole? Are you going to be the person who's going to be in one continent this year or this week, and then you flying off to the next continent the next year, and you don't let people know that these are AI generated images? You are presenting them as yourself. What's the point of that? Like, what is the end result? What are you trying to do? That for me, I think the comment about intent, I think, was a very useful one. What are you trying to do by deploying, by using AI in such ways? For me, I'm like, I'll keep on learning about it. Especially for productivity, I am super, it has made life easier for me. I'm like, I left the office, I think 2 or 3 years ago. And when I did, AI was not that big yet. By the way, isn't it very strange that we went on lockdown? We come out of lockdown and being home and all of that. And then we have like a new era. Anybody see the correlation in that? I'm just saying, I just find it very, yeah, I just find it very, what you might call it, I just find it very, very, very strange, right? I was just remarking that. Like how it almost like we were being prepared for the advent of AI. But my point was that when I left the office to become a full-time speaker, coach, writer, that kind of thing, these I didn't have these helps. I didn't have these helps to plan and to produce and to make life speed up. Like literally looking back at it, I really did go on faith. And now it's so much easier to be able to produce things, to write things, to put things out, to schedule everything and not have to worry about, okay, is it going? No, AI has made life easier. But I think the question is, are we still maintaining who we are in the process? Are we still maintaining the values, the authenticity, and letting that shine through? And I think sometimes we lose that in the effort to seem perfect and to keep up with the level of productivity that other people are doing. And I don't think that's necessary. Anyway, guys, by the way, my podcast is back. There should be another one out today, but in the meantime, let me put it up for you. Tell me what you think. Where are my notes? Design. Let me go there. So this is a new podcast, right? This is still a work in progress. We still have a couple of things that we're going to be fixing up on the image, but here it is, right? I always like to say done is better than perfect, everybody. So Basement Chronicles number 48 is out, and it's 7 reasons we're stuck and how to get out of being stuck. Really nice podcast. It's about 20 minutes, so that would be great for your morning commute to listen to. So go check it out wherever you get your podcasts and let me know, send me some feedback. Another one should be dropping this week, so look out for that as well. So whatever you do with AI, I hope it helps you to make life better, right? Not more complicated, right? I hope it helps you to make life better, not more complicated, because that is my whole. Sometimes you go to AI, it gives you such banging ideas, banging. Oh my gosh. And then you sit back and you're like, okay, but how am I even going to do these things? It never considered like every part of you, like you would consider if you were the one generating the ideas in the first place. So everything with, I think, a sense of caution. So, and also, what else is coming up for me? So we're in the middle of Speak with Confidence. That's coming up. The next set of Speak with Confidence. You want to be in the room for Speak with Confidence. I just in the middle of concluding my first in-person cohort here in Edmonton. It is so powerful. I don't even know what to do with myself. I am so looking forward to subsequent cohorts as well, because if this is like a sign of or demonstration or example of what we can do in person, it's going to be as powerful. in person. So you want to go to my website, lisamdublin.com/SWC, and you can sign up to be on the wait list for Speak with Confidence. Our next virtual one is also in February to March, and the in person will be April to May. So I'm really looking forward to these cohorts. People learn not just the art and science of speaking, but some which what way people come out more confident and in more control of their lives. I swear it's a confidence class, you guys. That's exactly what it is. It's a confidence class, and you learn how to speak with confidence. You know how you look at your Apple phone and you look at your iPhone and you're like, okay, does it even make calls? Because it does so many other things. The Speak with Confidence program is like that. It really levels you up. And you have the advantage of getting what you came for, which is to learn to speak and to live and to lead with confidence and authenticity. So, I'll be seeing you next week when I go live again. You can catch me on Instagram. I go there live more regularly, and also on Facebook. So you can connect with me there. Send me a text, a DM. Let me know what this live did for you.